First
Yeah.
off, just about this move by the overall market, Ewok. And again, I mean, it's one of the sell the news events. We've already seen our ecosystem start to come back down. We're probably going to see a bit of a dip here again in the greater market off of this news now after the big buy up for everybody. But kind of a sell the news event, but a good. It depends on how you look at it as far as what your values are in crypto. Is it good news? Is it bad news? I'm not a fan of there being ETFs or anything when it comes to Bitcoin. But if you assume that it is going to be a necessary evil, which I think we both do. I mean, that's something that these people are going to do. It's going to happen. People were bullish on the news. So what do you make of it about the where we'll maybe see price go in the short term and midterm here off that news?
Yeah, it was bullish. It was bullish for the whole markets in general, as you could see. I still think we'll have another pullback. False pumps always kind of it happens that way. We could pull back to the same level, even maybe even get another bottom. I think we have a double bottom going on Pulse Chain. It tapped that same level twice now. A third one, they say the more times that it touches a level and bounces, it becomes more and more resistant point. That would be good. I think a triple bottom there and then, kind of take off. If we don't get quite there, that's fine too. But, I do see a pullback coming, before the major run up. I don't know how long this is going to draw out. We've talked about the full moon tonight. And sometimes that they say that has effects on the markets. I haven't really seen it today, although there is a pullback, happening right now with both Bitcoin and Ethereum. Pretty substantial, actually. It kind of lost a lot of that ground that it ran up there the other day. So I guess that was yesterday or the day before.
Yeah.
So again, it's that time of the cycle where it's boring. It's very boring. It just bounces around, gets people thinking this is it, until they're tired of seeing that bounce, and then they miss it because that really was it. By the time they get frustrated of seeing these, run ups, people are like, well, I'm not going to take this one. I'll play it when it bounces, and then it doesn't. Until it fools you. That's how it usually goes. So,
yeah, that's kind of what we're seeing right now. I mean, really, all of this action this week is nothing to really worry about. I mean, as long as you're a long-term holder, it's nothing to really pay that much attention to unless you're a day trader or something of the sort. But yeah, it is, I guess. For me, the most positive thing about this SEC news, I guess maybe we should just get to that part of it now, the actual lawsuit, because that is what kind of helped this price right now, is just the fact that the SEC took another big L on the chin. That's really the big thing, regardless of whether you care about Bitcoin ETFs or spot ETFs or anything like that, as opposed to just holding the actual asset. The SEC is on a losing streak, and everybody has been out here. All these people have been out here talking about like, well, they don't lose, when it comes to the XRP case, when it comes to this one, and people, maybe Bitcoin maxis and the like, speculating about what will happen with Richard Hart is like the SEC doesn't lose, so don't bet on it or anything like that. Well, they have a losing streak going right now, and I think what's happening is they're just overplaying their hand. Everybody can see. I mean, the cat's kind of out of the bag here. I mean, like Gensler, we've talked about it, like the whole scene when he was in front of Congress that day being challenged by the bow tie guy that I can never remember his name, directly being asked over and over and over again, do you refer to Ethereum as a security? And he's just finger shaking and he can't say anything. I mean, everybody knows what's going on with this guy and this organization. It's a corrupt organization. They have no idea what they're doing. That's not even saying it, right? I think they do know what they're doing, and they're purposely, as we've talked about before, obfuscating their opinion about something so they can play it however they want, whenever they want. And funnily enough, that's exactly what the judge said in this Grayscale case. They said that you guys, they literally called it arbitrary. They said that you go about this, you don't actually have any set plan, any set definitions or anything like that. If the judges are seeing this now, we'll get into how this might affect the Richard Hart case and the spillover and how one judge may look at another judge's ruling or whatever. But they are now seeing what we have been seeing all along. And the
Yeah.
main gripe from all of these crypto entities, whether it's Brian Armstrong and Coinbase or whoever, is we just want clarity. We're not asking you to say this or that, say something.
Yeah.
And the SEC never does. So what do you make of this lawsuit win for the Grayscale ETF?
Well, as much as you call it corruption, I mean, let's call it what it really is, and I think it's more extortion at this point.
Yeah.
They're trying to get settlements. They're probably lining their pockets of them and whoever else is, involved with it, and they're really just trying to extort people. We mentioned it last week on the show that they have the program where if you refer something and it wins over a certain amount, they get a percentage. So it's almost like a referral program to the SEC. It's kind of it's sad at this point. So yeah, I'm really hoping there's clarity, or even maybe not clarity, but the judges get tired of wasting their time on a lot of these fishing expeditions when they really just don't have anything. They're trying to extort money from these people. What they're doing, and hopefully they see that if this continues, they're going to chase the industry out, when they could embrace it, work with it, whatever they may want to do. It's just, it's sad. I know it's a competition to the banks, and if the banking players are involved, they don't like it, but eventually they're going to have to embrace it and play the same game as everyone else. So,
Right.
I hope it plays out the way we want. I hope we continue on this streak of the judges being fair and hearing it, and ruling it properly. Because, like we said, we see the tweets that Richard's putting out, some of the precedent that's happened in the past with these cases, and how closely they tie together with what Hex really is. So, we'll see how the phone call goes on the 28th of November, I believe it is. So, hopefully that starts the ball rolling here in the right direction.
Yeah, and we're going to get into exactly how that's going to affect that initial phone conference. It is in fact scheduled for November the 28th in a moment, and just how this rolling and the other subsequent rolling with XRP could affect the Richard Hart case in just a moment.